Hello, my art friends. Well, I don't know how many parts this is going to take to make. This is a luggage makeup case like they had women used, in the, I don't know, 50s, 60s, I think. I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to try a couple different things. Using DIY paint, which is an all-natural chalk paint. I really love it. And I'll be sealing everything with, let's see here. Oh, this isn't the right thing. I'm going to be using DIY Big Top, but I'll get that out in a minute. I'm also going to be using the DIY molds. These are the three I have. One's a mermaid. Some of you have done the mermaid book with me at class. This was a class we did on using those. This one it's called, let's see, doesn't have the name on it, darn it. Well, it has crowns, as you can see, and bees and this laurel wreath type thing. And then this is an older one. So these two, as you can see, they have this thing called a micro rim. It's really great when you're using the paper clay. It's really easy to mold. I'm going to use hot glue and try that for this. I haven't tried that yet. So I'm going to try that. And this is a really old one that Prima sold, but it's still IOD, which is Iron Orchid Designs. They also make these beautiful rub-ons. They're just incredible. Let's see. I'm not sure the best way to show this to you. I've cut this up a little bit and used it on some things. And I'm going to use a little bit of it on my makeup case. So this is just a little part of one of them. They have so many, and they're just gorgeous, and they're very easy to use, as you'll see. So I'm going to get started by getting a mold going, because that's going to take the longest, and especially with my little glue gun, it's going to take a little while. So we'll just have to be a little patient with that. And so you can see I'm just filling it in as I go. I want to try to have it kind of level. So, you have to, you touch your tip in there every once in a while a little bit just to keep it nice and level. I'm not sure what will happen when I run out of the one glue stick and have to put another one in. It may, probably will take a minute to warm up. I'm not really sure with this, because this is a large mold. But I still wanted to try this because it'll be flexible and paintable. The wonderful thing about the DIY chalk paint is you can paint on shiny surfaces like glass and plastic. You can paint just about anything with it. It's really, I think it's just incredible stuff. I love it. So when I'm doing something like this and I'm going to, you know how hot glue is, you have to keep squeezing it out. I try to fill in the very bottom part first. Now I can feel that I'm running into where the glue stick isn't heated up yet. So that presents a little bit of a problem. It sort of stops it for a minute, until it heats up, and then it starts melting again. I think it'll be okay. I think it'll fill in fine. I probably won't know till I unmold this, the reality of the hot glue. I've used caulk, which works. You have to be really careful though. These molds are not inexpensive. They're kind of pricey, and you have to be very careful with the using caulk, because if you don't use the right kind of caulk, it will actually just adhere to this mold and turn it into a block, which will not, be good for it'll ruin your mold. And they're just a little too expensive to do that. But you can use resin, and you can use air dried clay. IOD makes an air dried clay that's wonderful, but it takes a while, and once it's dry, it's not flexible like I would like this to be, because I might want to curve, you know, I may want to put her on kind of curving around here, and so you wouldn't be able to do that once the clay dried. Now, a lot of people that use these molds have videos on them, and one of the people I like to watch is called Jamie Ray Vintage, and if you just do a search in there for IOD molds, a whole bunch of them will come up that they've done. They do them all the time. They sell their products and the DIY paint in their shop, and they have a lot of videos. They have one every Wednesday and Saturday that's a thrift store type of a thing where they go and buy things and fix them and turn them into something fun again, something useful again. So it's really fun to watch it, and they give you lots of tips on these molds. So you can glue these molds on if you use the IOD clay, air dried clay, paper clay. You could glue them onto here and mold it around here while it's still not dry. But I haven't tried that yet. I haven't tried this either. So I'm just sort of, I don't know, gonna try a few things. So I can see I'm gonna use a lot of hot glue with this, but I think it's worth it if it works. I just watched the ladies that invented IOD products. You can go watch them on YouTube also. They do not sell their products. They only sell their products to like small boutique type shops, and then they let them sell to us, which is kind of a neat plan, I think. You know, so it's geared to try to help a whole bunch of people that have small shops. So it's a little different thing, and I like it. They just did, well, I guess I don't know. I just watched it last night, a YouTube video where they talk about some people using hot glue for their molds, and that it seems to work. So that's why I decided to try it. I lost my little, there it is, my little hot glue finger thing. You know how hot glue is. It's kind of takes a little while to dry, and then if it dries too far, you can't budge it. It is what it is. And I'm not sure I've got this. I could see with these molds the problem being using hot glue, that you're not going to get a nice flat surface to glue onto, let's say a board, where you want a really flat back. I think for what I'm doing, I think it will be all right. The other really fun thing with these molds is that they're not so much interchangeable for food safe, but I had a new one. It was this one when it was new. So for Thanksgiving, it was so fun last year. We took pie crust and put it in these molds, and then put them on top of the pumpkin pie. And it was just a very, or I guess it was an apple pie actually. It came out so cute, and you know, just something different. And my granddaughters and I did it, and we had a very fun time doing it. But you are not really supposed to go back and forth between using food and probably even hot glue. I don't really know how toxic hot glue is. I'm not sure. I'm sure we're not supposed to actually eat it, but I'm not sure if you washed your mold good. I don't know. You might be okay, but I wouldn't want to say it's okay, because I don't really know. So you have to, you have to be cautious with things like that. and make sure that you're taking care of your health. But you certainly could have one or two that you just kept for just food. It would be pretty fun. Anyway, something to try. Maybe if you get a new one, maybe you'd want to try it before you use it on anything else and see what you think, I guess. Maybe that would be a good way to see what you think about that. It was very cute, and it was a big hit at Thanksgiving dinner. I didn't really expect this to take this long, but I can see if you had a larger one, it would be a larger hot glue gun, like maybe a, more of a professional thing. This is just kind of a, like what everybody in the world has, all these little tiny glue guns that aren't really meant for a big job like this. So if I like this, maybe I'll get a bigger one. I actually have a bigger one. I just don't have any glue sticks for it. So maybe I'll get some glue sticks and try it out, because this is pretty, if you have any kind of wrist or hand or, squeezing issue, you're not going to like this. It's pretty tiring. I have fibromyalgia, and my wrist is getting pretty sore, which is why I keep turning this thing to try to get a little different angle. But it'll probably be all right for this one, and I don't know. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm almost done. Getting there, right? I do love these molds. They're so fun, and there's so many things you can do. There's a lot of YouTube videos. There's even a whole group of IOD people that do all kinds of clever things, and that's where I saw putting the transfer or rub-on. They're called both things, so I don't know what's proper, I guess, but that's where I saw that idea, and I just thought, oh my goodness, I must try that. I have one of those, and I got to try doing that. That is so cute, because, you can't really travel with those makeup bags anymore. And you could do it on anything. I'm going to also do one on I have my grandfather's toolbox. It's really old and crusty, and I love that kind of thing. So I'm going to try an IOD transfer on that too. And another thing you can try it on that's really cute is file boxes, and I'll probably do a video on that also. So there's lots of ways to use them. You can mail order them if you don't have someone in your town that carries them. You can go to the IOD site. I wish I could sell them. I don't, because I don't have a shop. I just teach classes in my home. But you can go to the IOD web page, or what do you call it on the internet? I can't think of it, but anyway, you can go to their page and you can say where you live, and they'll tell you if how close the nearest retailer is. And then they also have a spot you can look that will tell you where you can order them from. I really like Jamie Ray Vintage. I like that lady. They have everything. Or if they don't, they will have, because they're getting pretty big. So they're a good source, and you can also just look them up. Jamie Ray Vintage. Well, I don't know. I think that's full enough, so I'm going to unplug my heat gun. So the glue will quit coming out of there. Maybe I'll do one little shell, since it's probably hot enough still to do that. I've already made a little crown testing it out, and it worked pretty well. I used acrylic paint on it, and I'm not thrilled with how that is, but it was just the first coat, and a lot of times the first coat of something isn't going to be what your final coat would look like. So who knows, I might try that. So I've got a little more hot glue gun. Glue in my gun. I think I'll just go as far as I can before it hardens up and I run out or whatever. And you can always put little pieces of things. You don't have to have the entire, like I would call this a scroll, I guess, would be what it is. You don't always have to have the entire thing done. Even the mermaid, you could do half of her. You could do half of her lengthwise or widthwise, and, you know, use what you have. We're all in a funny spot right now. We don't want to be going out to stores and things, so just use what you have and try things. Okay, so that is pretty much out, so I'm going to set that to the side as I knock all my paint over. Of course, it's always the way it goes, right? Okay, so I'm going to set this mold to the side. Maybe I don't know if you'll be able to see that because it's kind of clear. I don't really know. It dries pretty quickly though, so we should be able to play with it pretty soon. We'll see. I know I won't get this project done today, but maybe I can get some of it done. Maybe I can only have 2 videos. That would be cool. So I'm going to start painting this. Oh yeah, ladies, or whoever's watching my YouTube videos, what do you think? I got a new, I still have that really lovely tablecloth down. I think maybe you can see. Here it is. But what do you think of my new surface? Let me know. Say something in the comments and let me know what you think about it. So here's one of the little crown I made already, and maybe you can see it well on there. Well, that paint's not so bad. I mean, I don't know, for what first coat, not bad. But for this, I'm going to use my my DIY paint, and this one is called Cowgirl Coral. I really like this color. With I'm going to use their turquoise color with the mermaid. So we'll see how that comes out. I don't know, but I think it's going to be very cute. You don't need much of this paint. It has very good coverage. And I actually, for this, I don't really mind if maybe the green shows through every so often. I don't think I'm going to be all that picky about that. I guess I have to stand up to see this, what I'm doing. So this just gives you a little idea of things you can do. And what's really another wonderful thing about this paint is I don't have to worry about this little spot that I really don't kind of want it on. It's this little metal here, because you can take a wet rag and go over this and wipe off anything you don't want. You could probably wipe the whole thing off if you really didn't want it. You can do what's called wet distress and just wipe off, I don't know what to call it, I'm sorry, but you know, to get a distressed look. So you just wipe some of it off here and there, like where you might think it would be worn, or, oh, I don't know, there's a lot of ways of doing that. So anyway, you don't have to worry too much about that, which is really nice. It makes it really fast. That's plenty of coverage for me. I'm just gonna smooth it out a little bit. Oh, I love that. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, I'm gonna turn this on this. It also dries very fast, which is, you know, when you're doing a project, sometimes, boy, you're waiting around for, well, a whole nother day. Now, for paint to dry, I've got to start completing my sentences. They're in my head, and I notice I'm not actually completing them. I'm sorry about that. Still very new to this. I think I have 9 videos now, and so it is a learning curve. And a lot of times I don't complete my sentences. They're in my head, but I don't quite say them. So I do apologize for that. I'm trying to get better. My last video was a little scattered because my phone had so many problems. It took me 3 little, like 5 or 10 minute things of recording to get that darn thing done. I was so frustrated. Maybe you could tell. I'm sorry. Anyway, So I've got some hinges back here, but like I said, I don't have to worry about it very much because this paint just, it's so fun to use that way. It's not worrisome. And I like things that are not worrisome. I like things that I can just enjoy myself and come back to it if I need to. And, you know, if I need to touch up, I'll touch up. If I need to take some off the hinge or something, I'll take it off. You can just paint the hinges too. I mean, there's so many, it's really amazing paint. It's not inexpensive, but you can see how very little I'm using. And this brush actually has quite a bit in it. I'll probably get my little Altered Book of the Month Club book out, and I will probably just, until it runs out of paint, I'll probably just go right over those, color some of those pages in with this color, because I do love this color. I think it's very pretty. So kind of what you do is you get it on, and then you go back over and you do nice long strokes. And this is even if you're doing furniture. It's the same process. So let's see. Well, you can see, so see some came off. Let's see what that looks like. Ah, it's fine. No biggie. I can go back if I want to and pick those up. This is fairly wet though, so excuse me for this noise with my chair. So I think I'm just going to hold this. Gosh, I hope you can see it. I'm not really, let's see, maybe there. Maybe you can see it there. So I'm just going to try to finish this up. I'm not going to do the bottom. I don't see any reason to. To me, that's sort of wasting my resources, my paint, because like I said, it's not inexpensive, but it does go a very long way. I think we had 8 ladies at the class, the book class with the mermaid. We used this paint. They're just old books. Actually, the man that we bought this house from a year ago, he left them here. They're cookbooks. And so they're kind of a nice size. I thought, well, that would be a cute thing to have, and you can kind of stand it up because of that. You know, because it's a book, it has a nice, you can fan it apart, you know. So, well, that's all I'm going to do for now because, let's see, I don't even know if I want to do the top either, or this little buckle. I think I'm going to leave them because the green and coral will kind of, I think it'll kind of go together, but I can see that this is so light. Oh, there, that worked. So let's check our little mermaid out here. I'm just going to set that to the side for a minute and see what we got going on with her. Maybe she's getting dry. I don't know. You know, hot glue does dry pretty quickly. Let's see. Oh, wow, look at that. So they tell you to turn these upside down and you kind of roll your project out. I don't know that you can see what I'm doing though. Maybe there, maybe you can see how it's working. I can't, but maybe you can. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, that's so fun. Oh, I should take the little shell out too. There's a little shell. Oh, that came out so cute. Now, I guess this is the bear about using hot glue, is that you got glue bees. So, you know, we'll just clean those off. Another thing nice about the hot glue is that you can go in and cut it if you want to, especially if you got too much in one area. I can see one little area in between her arms right here. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see this little too much glue got there? I'll probably go trim that off, but I don't know, maybe not. This isn't any big deal. It's just a little thing I'm doing, but look how detailed that is. All her scales. Oh, that's going to be so fun to play with. I can't wait. What I did with the book, I'll show that to you again. I took this peach color, and let's see, what did I add? Maybe I added just a little yellow or something. I added a little something to it and watered it down and that's how I got the skin color. So I'll probably do something like that again. And, oh, I don't know, I might do a similar paint job. I'm not quite sure yet what I'll do on it, but just an idea for you. Oh, and well, here's one I didn't do yet. So this is what it looks like. So that gives you an idea. That went from that to that. So pretty fun. Maybe I'll just see about cutting this little spot out here. It's a little fiddly in there. Probably a little scissors would probably be better. Oh, that came right out. Oh, wow, that's gonna be so cute. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to glue her on. Ah! Sorry, get so excited. Well, I'm not sure what I will do first either. I don't know if I'll glue her. I'll probably put the rub-on on before I glue her on, actually. Here's that little tiny piece we were playing with. Didn't come out perfect, but it'll still be a cute little thing. Let me see if I can, let me get a piece of white paper in here so that you can see this maybe a little better. Well, not sure if white paper's the answer either. Just one second. Let's try this and see if that will help you to be able to, I don't know if that helps because she's clear. You'll have to let me know in the comments, so going forward I'll know what to do. Oh, she's going to be so cute on here. I just can't stand it hardly. I'm dying to try it, but it's not ready yet, so I think I'm going to stop the video now. And oh, one more thing I guess I could do here is I'll get my altered book. And I'll just put some paint down on a page that I haven't done yet. Since I've got all that paint on the brush, let's see. Find a page that I don't care about or something. This particular book is from the era during World War II, so it's got a lot of, ammo, or I don't know what you call it, big gun stuff like they used in the war. So I'm going to water this down just a little bit. Look how much paint is still on my brush. Now, it may not fully cover all the, I guess I should put my wax paper under there. I brought it out with me. It may not cover all this text because I'm watering it down. I'm pretty sure if I didn't water it down, it would. But anyway, this is just a way to get it done. I'm not going to do everything because I'm not quite sure. Maybe I want that saved. I don't know. I don't even know what it's about. I haven't read it, so I don't know. But look at that. And I've still got, look how much I have in my brush still. Goodness. Well, maybe I'll be doing several pages. But look at that picture of Frank Sinatra. So young there. These books are really fun. Lots of interesting things in them about what was going on at the time of that. Let's see what else. Well, maybe I'll do this a little bit if I can do it without touching the other page. Let's see. Maybe I'll just do sort of a little tiny bit. And prop it open, I guess. Give me something to play with later, you know. It's a little bit of a start. This is just a Oh, you know, these, you can make these dandelions using a dishwashing brush. I don't know. I'm kind of obsessed with dandelions a little bit. I think they're cute. Well, maybe that's all I'll do for now. And I'll have to prop this open so it will dry. You know what? I think I'll try this a little bit. You can take a wet wipe and, or this was a wet wipe that we used in art class and just left over. Yeah, so that helps it to dry a little bit. Yeah, this will be fine. I'll just stick my brush in here and that'll keep it open enough. But, well, I guess I'll wash this out. Darn. Thanks for watching. I'll be back later to finish. Okay, some things are dry, so I think maybe I can try some stuff now. Here's what I was telling you about before, Big Top. It's a sealer. It's kind of like decoupage a little bit, but it's very gentle. And with these IOD transfers, you need to be very gentle with them. So I wanted to mention, I was watching back my video, and I'm just going to tell you one of the reasons I have trouble thinking of the right word is that I have a mild brain injury, and I just often can't think of quite the right word. So I apologize for that. I hope it doesn't drive you crazy. It drives me crazy, but anyway, I'm sorry if that does bother you. All right, so I wanted to show you what I mean about, I just dampened the edge of this wet wipe that was dry. I don't know if you can quite see that. I hope you can. But it just takes it right off of where you don't want it. And it's just, it really takes the worry out of, oh gosh, I got paint on something I don't want paint on. And I can see I'm going to have to get a cleaner. I'll probably have to get a paper towel because this is just got too much paint on it. So anyway, we'll just leave that for now. Sorry about all that noise. So this is what I'm trying to show you. Maybe I'm never quite sure, but you see right there how you can just wipe it off. So anyway, that's pretty neat. So I am going to, I think I will put the transfer on before I put on the mermaid mold. Holy moly, that is really tight. But I need to seal this first. So I'm going to do that real quick. If I can get it open. Holy moly. I don't have very good strength in my gripping muscles. Well, let me try one without it. I don't know. They say you're supposed to seal it first, but let me just try one. So I'm going to lay this on here, and one of the things they give you is, it's sort of like a plastic popsicle stick. It's a little wider. So all I'm going to do is just rub this on here, and if you've ever used any kind of rub-ons, you know that when they get this milky appearance, it means that they're coming off the backer board, or backer sheet, I guess is what I'd say. So you can kind of see how that's working. And I'm just gonna put this down. And it works okay, then I guess I won't worry about the sealer until I'm done with it. I'll just go ahead and put it on, and then I'll do it. This makeup case is not quite as stiff as some of them are. It's got give to it. I don't know if you can see that. That makes it a little different on applying your rub on it. It acts a little differently, but still really easy. So you can see how that's starting to go. Oh, you know what? I just realized, well, didn't realize I had two different pieces here. Well, I'm just gonna do it anyway, I think. Just because I can, I'm going to. It'll be fine. A lot of times you might get a, well, see how it kind of cracked apart there, and that's okay too. I don't actually mind that so much, so I'm just gonna take this little piece that was there, I'm gonna put it over there. You have to be really careful to keep these rub-ons with their backer sheets, or that might be what's happening here. They get dust on them and they don't like to come off the sheet and adhere to your project very easily. You have to push a little bit harder. I might not be able to get that off of there. I might have kind of messed that up. Because it's not sticky at all. Well, let's just try another piece and see how that goes. So I know I'm going to have this going about right in here. And I want this little crown to be able to sit on here, on her head. So I'm going to turn her like that. So that's kind of what I'm hoping, is I can just glue her on around the edge like that. Put a little crown on there and go from there. So I don't really want to put the rub-ons, I don't want them covered up by her. So I think, I mean, this is a fairly small little area we're working with here. Let's see here, trying to figure out what would be the most bang for my buck. Maybe, I'm going to try this. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm literally just going to cut this rub-on apart a little bit so that I can, well, I'll show you in a second, you'll understand. So I'll have this up here, and it will mostly show, and then I'll put this little piece, I know it should go that way. Well, I think I might, let's see, I don't know. Maybe I'll, gee, I don't quite know what to do here. Well, I do know I like that. Let's hope we can get this one to come off. That other one just doesn't have any sticky on it. I'm pretty careful with these, but maybe I, somehow maybe I didn't keep it the right side against the backer or something. I'm not quite sure what I did on that. I could have cut that off. Let's see, I'm not sure if I'm in frame here. I could have cut that little stem off, but I think it won't matter too much in the realm of things. Can you see how interesting these rub-ons are? They're really, well, I mean, I don't know how they make them, of course, but my understanding is they're a very thin layer of paint, essentially, on this backer board. Not board, but this backer piece here. And I don't know how they came up with these. I have one on a whole wall, and I just think they're incredible. If I remember, I'll try to show it to you. I guess I love everything. I just love art. Now, after I'm done with this, I have to take a cloth or a lint-free rag or something and kind of, it's called burnishing, and just really push it in. And then I'll be going over the top of it with the big top. I'll have to have my husband open that, I guess. So let's see her again. My plan was she would kind of be about, I gotta leave room for her crown since I don't want it in the way of this latch or buckle thing. That looks pretty good to me, like that. Now let's see, where's that other little piece I had? You know, I think I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna do it like that. I'm gonna cut this little edge off right along the leaf. And then I'm gonna pretend this is coming out of from behind her tail. Maybe I'll have enough to loop around to here with, I've got a bunch of little pieces, who knows? We'll see how it comes out, but that's where I'm gonna put it. Just angled up a little bit more than that. Now I'm wondering if you can see this right here where it's sort of distressed looking. I think that's when I laid it down to paint the one side, a little bit of it came off. I don't really mind that, but you know, it would be different piece by piece. I wouldn't like it on everything to look like that, I don't think, but I don't mind that it's not totally filled in. As I said in the beginning, I might leave some of that, so I'm okay with it. I kind of like the distressed look. And for this piece, I'm going to put my makeup in this and keep it in my bathroom, so that's going to be fun for me, I think. Let's see, let's try this little piece one more time. This is the one I had trouble with before. I don't know, I'm just not sure what really happened here. I think if I could get it going, it would probably come off, but I may have just done something wrong with it while it was laying around or something. Oh, it's just not coming off. It's just really strange. Okay, that's the first time I've had that happen, and I've used 5 full ones, and they're huge. They're like typically, well, this whole sheet would be covered when you get it with one. They're like 36 inches wide, I think, or 40 inches wide and 36 inches tall, something like that. So they're really big. They're not inexpensive, but boy, I love them. Well, as you can tell. So let's try this little piece. It still feels like it has some sticky on it, so maybe it will be okay. Oh, yep, it's fine. I just don't know what happened with that one. It's just a little tiny piece off of something that I cut up. Huh, hard to know. Let's see, where is she again? She's kind of go like that. Maybe like that. Something like that. Let's see here. How would that look? I think that would be good. Even though you can see this leaf is, it actually came out like this, but it had a flower in front of it, and I used the flower for something else, so I cut that flower off. But for this, it's going to sneak under here and sort of connect these two pieces. Whoopsie. You have to be careful if you touch it to something. I'm going to cut this little stem off too for now. I'll probably use it somewhere else. I'm just going to do that. So see how that sticks? That's what it's supposed to do. It sort of sticks. And it makes it so easy. Now, I kind of got a little wrinkle there, so I'm not sure. This might have a little funny. No, all good. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. All right, let me look at it again with her on there. Gosh, I really like that. I think I want, this is really going to sound silly, but, oh, if I can get it picked up. So this little piece here is what I just cut off that was down like this. And I have this one little piece right here that doesn't have a connecting spot. I'm going to cut this stem actually in half lengthwise. And I'm going to use that to try and connect it up to this, so it looks like it sort of goes together. Oh, great, that's working really well. Yay! I mean, I don't know, if you didn't look really close, I just don't think you'd notice that. Now, let's see, what else do I have to contend with here? I was going to put this one on, but if I do that, it's going to be over here. But I kind of still like it. So I think I will still maybe, I wish I could sort of, I think I'm going to cut off again. Oh dear me, the cutting off of stuff. I'm just going to go around the flower, and I'm not going to worry about the stem and the leaves. And I'll be able to make them work, I think, somewhere. So this will make it a little easier for me to see how it's going to fit in, I think. All right, so let's just, yeah, I like that better. I can see it from the front, so I like that. I'm going to bring it down. Let's see, I do have a little piece of fat stem thing here. Let's see here. Well, ooh, they are sticky, and you have to be a little careful because if you set it down, it pretty much sticks to it, and you can't, if you try to just move it, it will break apart, which sometimes is okay, but you know, other times not. So I can see how I can sort of match that up there. Yeah, I really like that. Oh, I really like that. So see how it sort of sticks? Really makes it a lot easier to work with. You do need to hold them down a little bit. I have to say this particular leather or whatever this is made, it's, well, I don't know what it's made. It's probably some plasticky thing. It really comes off quite easily on that. I don't know what's wrong with that one piece. Like I said, I have no idea, but I probably did something. I probably laid it down on something that had a bunch of dust or something, because that isn't good for it. It makes it so it doesn't want to stick. See how it gets milky looking? That means it's coming off. Another thing I wanted to say to you, if you're watching this where I live, which is Spokane, Washington, we're lucky here to have a little store here that carries all these products. And it's called Elsie Lane Boutique. And it's out in Spokane Valley, which is Spokane, I don't know, they started naming the valley Spokane Valley. So that's how you would find her, Elsie Lane Boutique. She has all kinds of fun things in there, and she carries, well, I don't know if she carries everything, but I mean, I'm not really sure about that, but she has a really good selection, and she'll ship to you. She has the IOD paint, the IOD products and the DIY paints. And she's just started a YouTube channel not too long ago, and she's got some lives that she's done. Oh, I love the way that came out. The only thing I'd say is I still see one little spot here where the, it's a pea, sweet pea maybe. Doesn't quite have a stem, so I'm going to connect that up with this other little piece I had left from when I cut it in half lengthwise. And I think, yeah, it's good. Now, I have a bee. I'm not sure I'm going to put it on here, I guess. Oh, I can see this needs a little work right here. This needs some work. Let's see, maybe, I don't want to use my other big pieces really. So, let's see, she's going to be like this about, and the crown's going to go about in there, so that covers that up. Let's see, maybe those little ones I cut off before, these little ones. Maybe I could do, yeah, that gives me an idea. So I'm going to, again, cut it apart. You know, when you're doing this, sometimes you kind of have to make your own little leafy, or not worry about it if it's different, you know, it's okay. I don't really love that though, so I might just cut that one just off. and not use that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think I can just run it. Yeah, I think that'll be pretty good. Cover the P a little bit. Oopsie. All right, let's try that. I hope you can see this. Maybe I should look. Just a second. Yeah, it looks to me like you can see it. I don't have the best setup, I guess. That's what I'm hearing. Well, I wish I'd have cut that off. I didn't see it. Maybe I can cover it up with the little shell I have or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. You could go on and on and on with this. I could put some little shells on I brought back from vacation. I could glue them on and paint them too. Oh, that came out great. And then I have one other little piece here. Kind of thought maybe I'd throw it in there, but I think, let's see. Yeah, I think I like it there, and then I'll have to figure that other little spot out. I do have a couple other little things I could get out and cut apart if I need to. I don't want to, but if I need to. Because right now I'm just using things up that I had. Oh, I really love that so much. So much. If I could fit this leaf on without covering that P up, I would do it, but I really can't. So, I know, I'm going to just put it on right here. That'll be good. Just trying to use up my little pieces because like what happened with that one little piece can happen if they're just laying, you know, even though I'm keeping them very carefully in my backer page, it happens, and it's just pretty upsetting when it happens. I love this little bee. I could use this 1,000 times. I wish I just had a sheet of bees, I guess. Could use it so many places. This is a little funny because she's a mermaid. She's going to be out of water, I guess. Maybe she's turning into Ariel. I don't know. But I do kind of really like this little bee. Oh, I think I'll just do it. Maybe I'll, oh, no. How to do it. What to do. Let's see. I guess I better put her on here again. Can't quite remember where she's going to be ever. Gotta make sure her little crown fits in. Let's see here. That's not quite right. Well, gee, I don't really have anything else I can use on this page. Darn. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna put it in there and just say that's that. They do have a whole sheet that does have bugs and butterflies and dragonflies. I haven't seen it in person, but it looks really nice. I thought, what would I use that for? But I can imagine it now. I could have a little butterfly here or a little ladybug. But I also could put, I just have this other little piece that I molded. I could put that there, and I have this little shell I molded that I kind of want that to go down there, I think. And then this is that little partial scrolly thing. Oh gee, I don't know. I could even put it on there. There's so many choices. I'm not quite sure what I'll do with it yet. Or who knows, maybe I won't use it. I just don't know. All right, well, I do know I'm using the mermaid and the crown. So, let's see. I'm going to go get my husband to open that stuff for me. Be right back. Well, I put my mermaid on, and it was a little tough to get the glue to work. on a curve like this. So it is a large piece. I don't know. Something else I've noticed is, well, it's very sunny today. Boy, that's a little bit, might have to move the camera around a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm not sure you can see. Just a second. Well, we'll see if this will work. Anyway, let's see. I had a little difficulty getting her to stay on this corner. It's still not quite dry. But I thought I'd start painting her body. Like I said, I'm using DIY paint. This one's called Old 57. There is actually one called Mermaid Tail. I just don't have it. And let's see. Wanted to also tell you I painted the crown with some actual gold paint. It's not really gold, of course, but I don't know. Anyway, one of those things you can buy that says gold paint. And also, now that I have her face painted, her nose is smashed and she's got a little thing, a little dent here, and right here she's got a little funny spot, and the paint doesn't like to stay on that. So I don't know that I'm sold on the hot glue for at least this mold. I would have thought the hot glue would have been the most ideal thing to go into her face, and I couldn't see it till it was painted. It's still fine with me, but I guess I'm a little bit disappointed in that. So anyway, that's what happens when you're doing new projects, right? You never know what's going to happen, really. Okay, so I'm going to start painting her body, like I said. And you'll see how the paint sort of pulls off a little bit. I haven't seen that with DIY paint before, so I'm going to just embrace it with this project, but I don't know that I will use hot glue again for anything. I'm just not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure it's the best for at least this type of thing. I don't know. Maybe other things would be fine. Some areas it's really, really good detail. So I don't know. I'm just not sure. I had this same problem when I used acrylic paint. When I painted it wasn't hot glue, it was what I said before, the caulk, which is a similar product when it dries anyway. I don't know in actuality, but the paint didn't really like to stay on. But again, first coat paints, sometimes that's the way it is. Second coat takes care of everything. But this DIY paint just usually is a one coat thing, and so I'm kind of surprised, I guess. But anyway, I still really love it. I guess I don't even mind that it pulled away right there. It's just not that big a deal to me. But if you're really into perfection, I don't think you'd like the hot glue. I guess that's what I want to say to you. So I wish I had some darker colors of blue, but I don't. I have some lighter colors though. They're Amy Howard at Home One Step, also a chalk paint that I got a long time ago. And it separates quite a lot, so you have to stir it. But you know, that's not the end of the world either. These chalk paints last so long. I should probably paint one really large piece of furniture that I've been wanting to do and use it up, I guess. But I don't know that I wanted it to be in colors. I kind of wanted it to be in an off-white and put a transfer on it, but I don't know. And maybe these will just last so long that it doesn't even matter. I'll just keep stirring them up. I don't know. Well, let's see what happens here. I don't know. I'm not sure how this will be either. So here we go. I'm just gonna add some in, oops, every so often, just to give her shells a little different, I mean her scales a little bit different look every so often. And like I said, I'm not sure how this is going to come out because the paint's not really reacting like I'm used to it reacting. Well, this is a different paint, but I've only tried 2 chalk paints and they seem to react similar. I do love the DIY paint though. And there's lots of them out there, but I just haven't tried them is all. I don't know about you, I can't have everything. I want it. I want every color of every product, but I can't have that. Well, it's doing kind of the same thing. I don't know that you can see it, but it's pulling away in areas. And you know, I think I'm just going to be okay with that, and I'm just kind of looking at this as light hitting her a little bit. So, I don't know. I think I'm just going to leave it. I don't care that much. I still think it's really cute. It's just going to be sitting up on a shelf in my bathroom, so it won't be really close for people to see anyway. I'm going to try drying that with a heat gun a little bit. I'm not sure how that's going to work since it's hot glue, but I think this doesn't get that hot. Oh, and I painted the little shell a red, rosy color. So let's see how this works. Because I'd really like to put the coat of the sealer on. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get to here. I also added a little bit of this red paint. I just did a little smudgy thing in a couple spots, and I sort of tried to make a little different looking flowery thing here, and I was going to take my Sharpie and see if I could sort of, yeah, sort of kind of gives it this little sketchy look like these transfers have. Because I don't know if you remember this leaf, I had cut it when I had used the other part that was a flower, and so it was not, it was kind of straight. So I thought this might sort of help it blend in. I don't know, but I'm okay with it. Like I said, I also put a little of that rosy color on that. That was already pink, but it was a different color pink. So I just tried to kind of unite it a little bit using that little rosy color. And I can see some of that pulled off of the shell. Oh dear, got a drop there. Well, oh, it's just a flake. Okay. So I don't know. I wish I knew more about this stuff, but I don't. Like I said, you know, I'm very new. So I'm gonna start from the back on the ceiling of this. I wasn't expecting this project to actually take so long. You know how that is sometimes. You get an idea in your head and it doesn't quite work out. So can you see how thin that is? It's almost like water, white water. Let's see here. So I'm just gonna try to do the area that I've painted and put the transfers or rub-ons on, whichever you'd want to call them. Now when you put this on, or if you use wax, either one, it changes the paint. When the paint's wet, it's darker, and then when it dries, it's lighter, and then when you seal it, it's darker again, more its true color. So that's kind of an interesting thing, how that works out with this, but I haven't, you know, I don't typically seal this stuff I do, and I haven't really used the chalk paint a lot. I'm so chintzy. It's pretty expensive, and I kind of hoard it a little bit, I guess. The same with the rub-ons. I've had a few classes with them, and I do love them. And like I said, I have a whole wall. If I can remember when I'm done with this, I'll show it to you. And I really love it. I'm just getting ready to order some more of these rub-ons because I want to have a class where we do, we're not going to use the molds, but we're going to do the rub-ons on an old makeup case, or like I said, a toolbox maybe, or a file box, a small piece of, it's not furniture, but let's see, accessory, I don't know, just a small thing. And I have a window, and I have some mirrors that we're going to do a class on too, so I need to get some more of those transfers because I am pretty much out of the ones that I don't personally want myself. And then they discontinued some of them last year that were relatively older, I guess. They're not a very old company, but been around a little while, and you know, they came out with some new ones. I understand that. And it's also sort of the idea of, if you love it, you better get it now, because they may discontinue it at some point. And you know, I understand that. So I'm not mad at them or anything, but I do have a couple transfers that I love myself. Like I said, I want to paint this one piece of furniture I have, and put this transfer on it because I'm just, well, I don't know, I really do love them. I've used them a whole bunch of different ways. We turned a old window into what looks like an old mirror with one of these transfers on it, and then we painted it from the back. That was just really a fun thing to do. I'm having a little awkwardness having to use my left hand with this paintbrush. I can't seem to hold the this little makeup luggage thing and get the right angle without it falling over. And it's still wet on the back, so I can't really lean something against it. Darn. So anyway, that's why this kind of might look funny to you. It looks funny to me to be using my left hand because I don't paint with my left hand. Well, boy, it's hard to see if you've gotten it everywhere because it's so light and clear. I probably will have to touch something up, I suppose. I don't know if you can see that very well or not. I hope so. It does dry pretty quickly, I think, so I probably can just pick it up in a little while and show you. So like I was saying, the reason to use something like Big Top or wax on these transfers is that they're very fragile. You would not want to use, let's see, what would I usually use for a sealer? What I used to use. I can't think of what it's called. We've all used it. It's pretty common, especially like on wood. Gee, I can't think of it. If any of you think of it, put it in my comments. Dear me. Maybe I'll think of it in a minute. Yeah. So can you see how that darkens back up a little bit? I think it's so interesting how it works. Now right here it's starting to dry, so it's getting light, a little light. Well, maybe I didn't get anything on there. Let me add a little more just in case, I guess, because we don't want that. And then I'm just kind of going around and making sure it is very thin, so you know, I've got a few little drip things and I don't really want those. So just go around and gently pick those up. You don't have to press very hard with this either. It's a very light touch. I guess that's the only thing I'd warn you about. Gosh, I just love it. That's so cute. I'm still a little undecided about leaving this part green and this green, but I kind of think it blends together and works out pretty well. So I kind of like it. And I don't know, this was, well, I don't know what color I would hate. I like mixing colors. So I don't have an answer for you on that, I guess. But let's just say, for instance, that your flowers were all red, and this was brown, or, gee, I don't know, some weird color that you really didn't like. You probably just would want to paint it, and that's, you know, it's perfectly acceptable to paint all of it, so it's no big problem or anything. I just don't know that I need to with this, and I sort of like the mix of it. Maybe I'll look at it for a while and I'll decide I don't like the mix of it. All right, well, you can see, I mean, okay, I just hardly used any. So these products, they are a little expensive, but they last so long. Now, like I said, I haven't done a piece of furniture, so I can't quite speak to that. You know, I know you use more paint with furniture, of course, and you would certainly use more. I did put a rub-on on a secretary desk, and I did seal it with this. I also did some stamping on it, and I did seal it with this big top, and it hardly used anything. So I do know a little bit, I guess. I just had forgotten about that. So while that's drying, let me show you my wall. And I hope this isn't too jerky for a second here while I undo it and show this to you. This is my art room. I feel so blessed to have this. And my husband made this beautiful light fixture for me. I really have to apologize. The lighting, I didn't realize. I was looking at the video a little bit, and the lighting from the windows up above really was harsh on the recording. I'm very sorry about that. I hope you could see it well enough to understand what I was doing and everything. So here's the wall I'm talking about, where I used this. This is a rub-on. All of this is a part of a rub-on that I cut apart, and then I did some stamping. IOD also has these 12 by 12 stamps that are just amazing. And then here's the rest of this same transfer. So all of this and this is all the transfer. It's just gorgeous. It's my next project. That's fun. Let me move that for a second. Maybe you can see this a little better. Anyway, so yeah, you can see that wall. Well, I don't know. I love the way it came out. And it was my first try with the IOD transfer. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I see my case is dried, so I'm just holding this, which is not what I'm normally doing, so I don't know, it might look different than I'm normally got going on. But anyway, there it is. Just lay it on it. I'll lay it a little bit that way so you can see it. Here it is, and I really love it. Let's see if I can get close in. It's not perfect. You can see the paint pulled away a little bit here, but I don't really care about that much. Like I said, there's her little tail wrapping around the corner. So cute. And let's see, here's the other side. So, well, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.